You mentioned the uncertainty. I mean, it's the bane of the existence of the entrepreneur is the uncertainty. And I think that's what's been most frustrating. And I've had a lot of entrepreneurs on this show recently, a lot of them in the hospitality industry and in other industries. And them just not knowing is the worst thing. And also not knowing what the government's going to do is also very difficult. So I don't know what they're going to do next week. So I can't plan my employment out. I can't plan my limited capital investment even over the next few months. Yeah. And then really, so if they're not confident something will happen, they're more likely to cut their losses, like you said, throw in the towel. And then you're talking about really more medium and long-term job losses and real hurt to the economy. And that is a big concern. And that's what I think has been quite stressful for the UK, just not knowing what's going to come, not having necessarily a consistent, I don't know, a consistent reasoning strategy behind some of the decisions. And I feel like that's hurt us. I don't know what you think.
I think you're right. I mean, uncertainty must be very high right now. It's a wonder any companies are doing much investment at the moment. Investment clearly has fallen a great deal. And it's not going to bounce back anytime real soon. I mean, unless we get a breakthrough, unless, there really clearly is a vaccine that's going to be rolled out, within the first few months of next year. So that could be an absolute game changer. But in the absence of that, I think the uncertainty is so great that we should get used to very low investment for some time to come. I think past that uncertainty, as you rightly put it, is not quite knowing what the government strategy really is. Is it, well, right now, for example, is it we just must bring the infection rate down quite quickly in the short term to stop the hospitals being overwhelmed. And once we've got it down, even though we haven't completely suppressed the virus, and there are still people catching it, we've got it down enough to start lifting the restrictions because the short-term danger of hospitals being overwhelmed has gone away. And if you take that view, and I think that's what the government is saying it's doing, then you might think, well, hopefully this will be a very short lockdown. But if the strategy is more, well, we must keep the infection rate very low and COVID deaths as low as we can indefinitely until we get a vaccine, that's a different story. That's, well, we could be having lockdowns, as we were saying earlier, on and off, rolling for the next 6-12 months or more. And if you think that's what the government's doing, why would you want to invest? So there's a certain lack of clarity in a government strategy, which I think adds to the uncertainty. It's inevitable there's going to be uncertainty because there's scientific things you don't know about. Are we going to get quick, reliable tests? Are we going to get a vaccine? But I think it's exacerbated by what seems to be a lack of complete clarity about what exactly is the strategy of the government.